Hi, and welcome to Why Oils, Why Now? Well, as you had heard in the earlier module, how Sean's diagnosis pretty much took the wind out of our sail. But over the years, we adjusted. We made went multiple doctor's appointments, multiple therapies, and our plates were full. We had worked and lived overseas with my husband's work, and everything was good. My son had attended work programs in various countries and or schools in the different countries as well. And when we decided to retire, we came back to Central Texas and built our home here. And the transition wasn't exactly smooth. Obviously, with ASD, any kind of non-routine schedule throws them off. Well, we fell into that difficulty. My husband took another assignment in Houston after we had built our home and moved into our home here in the Hill Country. But Sean started noticing Dad was missing, and he started getting upset, and he started to cry. He had never cried in his 25 years of life. He had never cried, and all of a sudden he's sobbing, and I'm just at my wit's end. I understand what is going on. Well, I contacted a psychologist to see if I could get some assistance and maybe some medication thrown at him again. But there was a 3-month waiting list to get in to see an appointment. I was losing sleep myself. I was getting very depressed and down, and I didn't know what to do. Out of God's grace, I think that it was just a God intervention that Victoria, a good friend of mine that I had met in Shanghai, called me out of the blue during this period. And she told me of her story with her daughter, Kaylin, who was diagnosed with a blood disorder. And every time she would catch a sniffle, she'd end up in the hospital. And I'm listening. I'm like, okay. So I trusted Victoria's opinion. She has this ability to search out, research, and find solutions. So when she told me that her daughter was no longer having to go to the hospital because they learned this wonderful world of doTERRA essential oils. And I'm like, okay, what is it going to do for me? So I explained to her what was going on, and she said, you need an emotional kit. That will target everything that he's going through right now. Sleep, consoling him from his crying, calming him down from agitation. So I said, well, whatever. I have no other options. So I ordered my emotional kit, and I got the kit. Of course, I'm no instructions with this, so I'm like, okay, well, this says console. So next time he cried, I put it on his temple. Well, that was kind of the obvious thing. I think everybody rubs their temples when they're tired. So I just put it on his temple, and the crying stopped. I was like, okay, what happened? Did I do something wrong? Immediately was my first response. He just calmed down. Well, another time he was sitting in the chair, and he was just rocking and just agitated and frustrated, and Dad abandoned me, and he was just talking to Dad when he wasn't even there. It just broke my heart to see this going on. And I thought, well, okay, lavender is another oil I had purchased in addition to the Essential Emotions kit. I put it on his temples and went about my business in the kitchen, and all of a sudden it got quiet in the living room. And again, I thought I did something wrong. It was like in minutes, the results were amazing. And so I texted Victoria back, and I said, what did I do wrong? And she goes, you didn't do anything wrong. This is the power of these essential oils. And I'm like, tell me more. I wanted to know more. And after that story, I hope you saw or felt or know that I truly have seen the power of what these essential oils can do. And this is the reason why I'm sharing. So as you go through this training, if I share an oil or the emotional kit or whatever, look into it. Don't take my word for it. There is resources on the internet there with questions and answers of how they work. And I'm going to be providing some videos in this training also to kind of help answer some of those questions you might be wondering. So feel free to, again, post your comments, and I will be checking back with you. And I hope that you have a great journey too. Thank you. Bye-bye.